presented by American Family Insurance, including Don Tolliver, Post Malone, LMA, plus The Roots, Gene Dawson, Rev Run, and more. Get tickets now at summerfest.com.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
Truth Nation, stand up. Tap in. Share your truth with the 1017 crew on 1017 FM and 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee, a Milwaukee Black media company.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Yes. Welcome to the Grapevine with Manan Sabir. That's me. Yes. Live from Milwaukee, this is the Grapevine on Truth Radio 101.7, and today is Wednesday, Winsday, Wednesday. Ain't that right, Zach? Let me tell you. On point. We just not winning financially. We just not winning emotionally. We just not winning online, but we're winning mentally. Like, we're winning spiritually. We're winning as fathers. We're winning as grandfathers. We're winning as communities. We're winning spiritually. But because right now we have too many black men, they're just surviving, but not truly healthily. More young men and men alike are dealing with exhaustion, anxiety, obesity, depression, low testosterone, hypertension, colon cancer, colorectal cancer, emotional burnout, and one of our main topics today, prostate health, prostate cancer. At the same time, technology is replacing movement. Convenience is replacing discipline, and stress is becoming normal. Today we ask, can movement still heal us? Can discipline still save us? And what happens when people stop challenging themselves physically and mentally? Yo, joining us today is a good friend of mine. Good friend of mine. I think I've been knowing Lynn for about 12 years now. I've been trying to calculate it since I walked into the door upstairs. Leonard Wilson of Divine Intervention Personal Fitness. He's a trainer. He's an author. I remember, matter of fact, you bought in your book. He's a fatherhood advocate and one of Milwaukee's longtime voices of Black wellness. And not just Black wellness, but wellness and also movement. This is the time to tune in. Before we get busy, Lynn, I want to remind everybody, if they have any questions about health, movement, prostate health, this is an all ages topic and subject. This not only affects older people, this also affects younger people from whatever environment you are operating in. So call your granddaddy, and then call your cousin who's 50 years younger than your granddaddy. Make sure they tune in today to Truth Radio, Truth Nation on the Grapevine with me and Leonard. The number is 833-212-1017. 833-212-1017. Hit us up on the chat. This is important. So I'm going to give y'all a little time as we get into Leonard Wilson, and make sure you compile some of those questions, statements, and or concerns. Man, how you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Man, you doing good?
Oh yeah, doing well.
Man, you just got off of a workout?
Yeah, I did a class over at Walnut Way. I do on Wednesdays and Friday mornings.
What type of class is it?
It's a combination. It's not quite senior, but most of the people in that class is senior. It's senior fit.
Yeah.
We cover everything. Full body workout. We use resistant bands.
Oh, you get them in?
Oh yeah, we get it in.
Hey, do they walk out of there tired?
Oh yeah, that's the goal.
A lot of people like, man, when I was young, I used to man make it happen.
Yeah, a lot of them. I tell people it's not about what you used to do; it's where you're at right now.
Right.
What you can do. For some, they're in their best shape that they've ever been in.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's an awesome goal for a lot of people that I have in that.
Dang, that's crazy because you look. Nah, we don't even go. I don't even go on the age, man, because I always do this. I do this a lot. I set you up bad. Like every time I do this, and to Lynn, I try to introduce to people. It's just that most awkward look you put on your face, like, man, now why you always doing this, man? Like this guy, I don't even want to tell these people my age, but I'm not gonna do it right now. We're gonna figure that out later. But I usually ask, on my interviews, I usually ask this question: who are you?
Well, I guess I will give up my age in this point. But
you ain't got to if you want to.
I'm Leonard Wilson. I'm a fitness trainer, fitness coach, and my fitness business, but I believe it's part of my lifestyle.
Yeah.
I believe in it. My biggest thing I open up with, I share this with everyone, is that your mind is stronger than your body.
Yeah.
And when you speak that, your body's going to follow. So within that, who I am is I sort of encompass that belief that our minds are stronger than our bodies. Our bodies don't tell us, but our mind does. And we incorporate that into that. there's nothing impossible for you to do physically or anything outside of that.
Yo, that's amazing. Who were you before fitness?
Ooh.
Now this is it's a double question, but you weren't always this person.
Somewhat. I was an athlete. I was a two-sport athlete. I loved athletics. I love sports.
Yeah.
My favorite class in school was gym.
Man, that's everybody.
So for me, as well as recess until we got into middle school,
right.
junior high, they kind of changed that. But lunch recess was my favorite because I was that kid outside during whatever winter, whether it's winter, we were playing football.
Yeah.
Spring, we were out there kickball, and as we closed the school year out, we were playing baseball or whatever we could play outside.
Right.
Basketball. So I would say prior to that, I think I've always had this passion for working out and exercise. But before that, overall, I consider myself, I'm a father, a grandfather.
Yeah.
I'm a husband.
Yeah.
And I guess I would say that. I would say, but before that, I've been always a person who believes in, working hard and trying to do your best.
That's right. You are one for me. You remind me of the epitome of what working hard is supposed to be. You get right to it. Who instilled that in you?
Oh man, I have to say first, my grandfathers, Charles Wilson, Charles Wilson, my father's father.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Salter, my
Yeah.
grandfather, my mother's father.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle Kwame Salter,
Mm-hmm.
my uncle George Salter.
Yeah.
My father, Leonard Wilson Sr.
Mm-hmm.
Those were instrumental men there in my life that I watched, really put it in and have this certain mindset. I feel really blessed to have had them in my life as an influence and inspired me.
How the women in your life?
Oh yeah. Oh, my mother,
Mm-hmm.
my grandmother, Reva Salter.
She was tough.
Oh man, she was a true queen. But
Yeah.
she definitely, in our family, the matriarch of our family, she kept things together. But she was also one that reminded you of no matter what accomplishments that you may take outside of it, there's a level of humility that we must have that doesn't define who you are.
Right.
You go out and do the best that you can, but that doesn't, who are you? She would say, you did all this and that, but who are you in that same sense? Those accomplishments are great, but they don't define who you are. Those are the things that you want to strive to do, but there's a level of humility that we always should have. My grandmother always represented that level in our family.
Did you grow up seeing unhealthy habits around you?
I would say yes, definitely. My mother, and I grew up in that era where for us, fast food was a treat, a luxury at that time.
Yeah.
So for us, my mother, every meal had green vegetables. We had vegetables every meal. In order for me to get to dessert, I had to eat all my vegetables. So my mother, I can go through the gamut of green vegetables, lima beans to Brussels sprouts, broccoli. I grew up eating all that. I could eat all that. So it wasn't hard for me to as I got older, to transition to eating more of it.
Right.
I had to eat that growing up in order for me to actually get the dessert. And at that time, even her desserts were the old oatmeal raisin cookie with the icing, the little hard ones they used to sell.
Yeah.
So it wasn't always like the greatest, or some Fig Newtons. Those are the healthy ones. But overall, yeah, I would say my mother was instrumental in having me eat healthy. She was big on making sure we ate pretty good.
What does divine intervention mean to you personally? You mentioned it in your moniker, in your title.
Yes. Yeah, so the title of my business is Divine Intervention Fitness, LLC. And Divine Intervention Fitness is that, well, first of all, because I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
I believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in his ability to heal us.
Yeah.
And how I got the name of this, just as a short story, make a long story short, I was training someone when I first decided to get into the training field. I was training this young lady, and she had never ran before. And we went from walking to a slight jog to picking up the pace to where she was running. We were running 2.5 miles every morning that I had her as a session.
Yeah.
We started, but through the process, we would have these spiritual conversations, talking about my faith and, and just how God has been good in my life and just moving me. And so in the process of accomplishing, she accomplished her goals. She was able to go on this trip with her boyfriend at the time, and they had this little celebration, and they invited me to come. At the time, I was still working my regular 9-to-5 job and just kind of doing this training thing a little bit just to see if I wanted to do it. And she came to me and
at the time you were working for the state.
I was working for the Social Development Commission, Head Start. I worked for a Head Start program.
Yeah.
Parent involvement specialist. And I had been there for about 13 years. And so she invited me to the event and surprised me with the gift of these little business cards that her and her guy had made for me.
Right.
And on it said Divine Intervention. And she said the reason why she gave that to me was that she felt that the workouts just seemed very spiritual. Her weight loss, her gain, her mindset, all of that just was encompassed in what we were doing through our conversations and through the workout. It just was amazing for her. And I said, Divine Intervention. So I took the cards, and there's a weekly group of guys play basketball with at Wisconsin. If they're listed, Wisconsin Lutheran College. There was a group of us. We would play on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturday mornings, about 6 in the morning.
Yeah,
you guys hear this? They remember this. So
y'all tune in.
so what we did was every on those mornings we would play basketball. So after playing ball, I got excited about this idea. So I started passing out this card that said Divine Intervention Fitness on there. And so each guy got the card and said, hey, man, what is this? What is this? So when they got it, you know how guys are. They were like, hey, what you preaching now? So I was like, no, man. I'm like, well, this is, and instead of trying to explain the effect that it was that she had on the impact it had on her, I just started taking the cards back from everybody. So when I got
give me my $2.99.
Yeah. I said, they were ribbing on me, giving me a hard time. So I grabbed all the cards back and got in the car to get ready to leave. And a good friend of mine, and I'm gonna shout him out, Richard Badger.
Yeah, we know Richard. Yeah, what's up, Rich?
So Richard Badger was there, and he was part of the crew that was messing with me. But he called me while I was in the car. He said, "Hey, Lynn, no, that's a dope title for your business, man. That's powerful. Yeah. You should keep that for real." Because I was in the car thinking Leonard Wilson Fitness, LW Fitness. Yeah. I was trying to come up with a name to get new cards. But when he called me and kind of said that, I said, you know what? And he said, no, for real. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna keep it. So I have been truly blessed for 20 years now. It's been 20 years I've been in business this year, Divine Intervention Fitness, and I've been truly blessed, and it has been Divine Intervention for me in my life. So that's a little long story short.
That's beautiful.
Divine Intervention.
And when we return after these messages, we're going to get into divine intervention and why it is so important in our community to address prostate health and the likes. Zach, take me away on these breaks.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But But unfortunately, in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jackamek, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Woo, that beat right there, though. Man, we love some good music, though. This is the Grapevine. We're back with Leonard Wilson of Divine Intervention, LLC. Len.
Yes.
Why are younger men getting sick earlier?
Oh. Well, a lot of it is diet.
Mm.
A lot of it is diet. My biggest thing is exercise, nutrition, and the right mindset. And nutrition is 100%. And right now, a lot of is diet. We're seeing, as I mentioned earlier, fast food was a luxury at that time. And at that time, fast food was different. The food was, you were really getting ground beef patties.
Yeah.
You were getting real food at that time, where now they're not getting that. And a lot of young people are eating a lot of fast food.
Mm-hmm.
They're more likely to eat fast food more than they would, home cooked food throughout the week. So that's affecting their health.
I know when, we're talking about fast food, people automatically, they kind of steer away a little bit. Some people, not everybody. But I know fast food changes the mitochondria, it changes the DNA in your mind, right?
Right.
When we're talking about health, is stress physically killing us?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Stress, lack of exercise, and diet. But, yeah, definitely stress adds to that. It's affecting us, our mentality, our mental mindset and how we handle things.
Yeah.
And, of course, without exercise and not eating right, it's just gonna explode. You're just gonna have a tough time being able to handle things, and it's eventually gonna affect your body. And once stress affects your body, in two different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You can have two types of stress in a sense. There's that level of when you're working out and exercising, where you're engaging resistance to create the body to stress a little, that will create strength and build muscles and burn fat and do all those things.
Right.
And then there's the other stress that can literally decrease all of that, can affect everything, your blood pressure, cancer, all kinds of things that can come,
But that's amazing, because can movement become medicine?
Oh yeah, it is. It is. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. It's been shown, and as I mentioned, some of the studies one of the studies I've participated in, the Men Moving Forward program.
Right. What is that about?
Men Moving Forward is a program that initially started through the Medical College Wisconsin,
Mm-hmm.
as a study studying African American men who had prostate cancer.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they were doing was we did exercise, we did food demonstrations.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of conversation.
Yeah.
And so they know that, and it has been proven that exercise and a healthy diet helps lower the risk of cancer.
Right.
And so, with stress and all those things that can affect you, that's another form that you can actually get cancer.
So is cancer an old person's disease? Now I'm going to say this because I want the biasness to come out. But is cancer a old person's disease? Like, is prostate cancer an old man's disease? An old man's, problem?
No, right now it's showing right now that the numbers are, at one point they were doing prostate cancer screenings close to like 50, 52 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Right now they're lowering it to like 40 years old. 40. And
So
possibly you could even get that younger.
Yeah, so I was this is good. So I was listening on the way here. I was listening to a guy talk about prostate cancer, gonad health, NAD health, right? And he was saying that he's an entrepreneur, and he was talking about the fabrics in his underwear, the fabric in your underwear, and it having microplastics of those microplastics affecting your prostate and your testosterone and also your testicular health. And what he was saying was that not only the microplastics are harming you, but they're also causing the adverse effects. So they're causing certain diseases,
right.
Prostate, colorectal, so on and so forth, the unit health, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What are you finding that because we're the age is lowering, are we finding the prostate cancer, is it not just growing, looking for the better word, but is it becoming more potent, like this prostate cancer? Because I've heard it, and people get the surgery and then boom, done, right? But this type of is it becoming more lethal?
I think what's going on is, I'll just give you a couple of stats. 1 out of 6 black men have prostate cancer. We are as black men, we are at the highest end of having prostate cancer as well as dying from it.
So this is wild. So we're getting prostate cancer at a younger age, right?
Yeah.
So if we're being diagnosed with prostate cancer at maybe 32, maybe 33, maybe 30, that means we probably had it prior than those ages.
Right. Well, this is one of the things through the study, and what they're talking about is that which is one of the reasons why there's a push to get screened, but there's also this push to kind of look through your family history.
Yeah.
There's there is a connection they're finding with even breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So if your mother had breast cancer,
Mm-hmm.
it's a possibility as a son you might possibly have prostate cancer.
Mm-hmm.
If your uncle or your father, had that, there's a likelihood that you might have it.
Right.
Now, for me, when I hear this, I'm conflicted in a sense when I hear that, because I'm a huge generational person.
Yeah.
We have hereditary stuff that's in there, but I also believe you have to keep in mind generational, meaning that if your parents ate the same type of stuff,
yeah,
you're going to most likely get some of the same things. If they had high blood pressure, heart situations, but they've been eating, red meat, pork, a lot of greasy foods,
and
fried foods,
you're
eating the same way, the likelihood that whatever their symptoms of high blood pressure and those things, you're most likely going to get it if you continue eating that. Now, if you change that, you change the narrative of that, eating healthier, changing that, I think you lower the odds and the risk of you getting what they define as hereditary in it. So, but for the studies, a lot of times they're saying that it's hereditary. So if your father had prostate cancer, the odds that you have, so to get checked.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, and I say this personally, there's never a real conversation in our families. We don't talk about those things. So personally, I started this project with the Men Moving Forward program about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Went through the process, and I didn't have prostate cancer.
Right.
But turned out while in the middle of doing this program, I had a conversation with my mother, and my mother told me that my grandfather, her father, passed away. He had prostate cancer.
Whoa.
It had spread. Now, I didn't know that. I thought he had he was a cigarette smoker. So my assumption was it was cancer. I thought it might have been lung or something along that line.
Right.
All these years, I had no idea that it was prostate cancer.
Wow.
And she told me that. So in the process of this conversation, turned out that my uncle had it, and it went through the procedure.
Yeah.
Then his son, my cousin, first cousin, had it, went through the procedure.
Yeah.
So all while I'm doing this program, I had no idea this is what, but I got checked. I got checked a couple of times since I've been doing it, and I don't. But the difference for me is my diet and my, going more towards a healthy lifestyle. So I know personally, I could say there's the risk that runs in the family, but yet I don't have it. And I've been tested. I don't have any of the, went through the whole process, and I don't have it. So, of course, I give that to God. But at the same time, I know that I'm not eating the same way, that our families have eaten. So
when we come back, we're going to dig into generational food and why it's important to turn the channel, not the channel on your YouTube and also in your car, but turn the channel in your family. This is the Grapevine with me, Manan Sabir. I'm here with Leonard Wilson, and we'll be right back after these messages. Take me away, Zach.
Make your home and family safer by properly getting rid of nasty chemicals and fire hazards. MMSD's Home Hazmat program offers 3 drop-off centers that are open all year long. It's fast and easy. You don't even have to get out of your car. And it's free to visit the drop-off. Lithium-ion batteries, old gas, propane tanks, they take all of that and more. For a list of things you can and cannot bring, locations and hours, go to MMSD.com. Milwaukee County residents only. No businesses.
I walk on the shoulders of giants who have come before me.
I am grateful for those who changed yesterday.
But I live in today.
And I pledge I will help shape tomorrow.
Milwaukee College Prep Scholars honor Black History Month not just during February, but each and every day they walk through the door, preparing for a better life for themselves and the world around them. Enroll your scholar at MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, they're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
And we're back with Leonard Wilson from Divine Intervention. But before we begin, we're going to give a shout out to our sponsor. American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of The Truth. For almost 100 years, they've been committed to helping families protect what matters the most: your home, your vehicle, and the dreams you're building every single day. And if you're part of the Truth audience, you already know you work hard for yours. That's why having the right protection in place matters. American Family helps you stay ready for whatever life brings, so you can focus on moving forward. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. Yes, if you are tuning in to our conversation, make sure you call your people. This is one of the more important conversations, because if you don't put on your mask, you will go down without the oxygen. You got to put on your mask first and then try to save other people. This is a highly important conversation, especially for individuals that are out here eating and processing the food that we got out in this society, but you're also trying to process life. So we left off with my mama ate, my mama ate some hog mugs, might as well eat it. She didn't get cancer, or she just had cancer, she beat it, and I'm good too. I can eat it too, right?
Right. That back in the day is we have to look at things have changed. Food industry has changed, farming has changed. At this point when we're looking at our great grandparents were eating a lot of pork and a lot of different things, but this stuff, what they were feeding that pork was different, versus what they're getting now.
Right.
It's a whole different deal.
Where does that mentality of I can eat what my parents eat come from, and then not get, people think that they'll live forever. Where do you think that comes from?
I think it's I'm not sure,
Yeah.
I think people come up with that. I think because when you're young, you think that you're gonna live forever. When you're young, you think that you're gonna be and feel the same way that you feel at 17. You're gonna feel like that at 21, and at 21, you're gonna feel like that. At 30, you start thinking about, I don't feel like I did at 17.
Right.
What's different? How do I change that versus, and then you get 40 and you don't feel like you did at 20, you don't feel like you did at 30. You now, I think at this point now you start looking at, that it's probably time that now you look at your parents. And then now what you might have saw when you were younger, saying that they ate like that, but then you see your parents as they're older, and depending on how they were taking care of themselves. It's one thing if they were eating like that and they're still active and they're still doing what they're doing. That's another.
Yeah.
If they're not doing those things, if they're not living an optimal, healthy lifestyle, moving around in their older age, then you want to revisit their eating like that.
Give me a sample. I know everybody thinks, man, Leonard, 230 pounds full of muscles. I'm gonna give or take some weight here and there. I'm 5'7". Leonard's 6'4", 6'3", 6'3". Yeah, 6'4" in dress shoes. But you give us a day in the life of your diet, maybe nutritional standards. Give us a day in the life of what you eat, and how we can adhere to the same kind of standard.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely do that. Here's my disclaimer, though. I always
do not do what I do.
Yeah. Here's a disclaimer.
Do the
well,
same
sometimes
thing.
what works for some people might not work. So I take a cookie cutter approach even with my clients. But me personally, this is what I do. It works for me. Yeah. I'm happy with that for me.
Yeah.
But I'll share this. Prior to this, I didn't always eat this way.
Yeah.
Like I said, my mother had us eating healthy, but with the moment I got grown, I went on my own.
It wasn't always a 6-pack.
It wasn't. No,
Yeah.
so. But
yeah,
I
6-packs wasn't a 6-pack.
Right. Right. So what I've done is some stuff I kept. Like I'm a huge oatmeal person. I love old-fashioned oats that you have to make, boil the water. I know people go to Steel Cut and all that.
Yeah.
I just still do the old-fashioned.
Yeah.
It's a nice brand.
That's what works for you.
Yeah, that works for me. Nice brand that they have at Woodman's that I get that's really really good.
Yeah.
And so it's not Quaker. I don't do Quaker, but it's a nice little brand they have there.
Right.
So I'll start my morning off with a bowl of oatmeal, probably a very large bowl.
Yeah.
Everyone, Jethro size bowl from Beverly Hillbillies.
That's an old school granddaddy just got off the field.
Yeah, I have a bowl of that with blueberries. I usually put blueberries in there.
Martha, come get this.
Yes. I have a huge bowl, so I'll eat that.
Yeah.
With blueberries. I use sugar in the raw.
Yeah.
I will do sugar in the raw.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say after that, and it depends. Like if I do the oatmeal, it's either going to be usually after I do a morning workout. I like to eat afterwards. I don't like to eat on a full stomach. I don't like to work out on a full stomach. So I'll do that afterwards.
Right.
From time to time, if I have time, I try to catch my nine when you had the
juice.
Yeah, get something from there.
Yeah.
But I try to stay hydrated. I do spring water, and I also do coconut water.
Yeah.
Meats, I don't do red meat. I don't do pork.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do any fried foods.
Yeah.
I will do turkey burgers,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a chicken burger.
Yeah.
I'll do some chicken breast.
Mm-hmm.
I do salmon. Now, I say this because for one point I went vegan for about 7 months.
Mm.
And when I did that, it allowed me to not eat as much meat. Like I'm able to I'll go a week or two with no meat at all. My meals will be, for example, if I did soul food, I'll do collard greens. They might season it with pork.
Yeah.
I mean, not pork. They might season it with turkey.
Yeah.
But I'll do more of the greens, less of the turkey that's in it. And
right.
I'll do sweet potatoes and black eyed peas.
So you'll hit a family reunion, or you be like, man, if you're doing the vegan thing, you like, yo, just give me the vegetables or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So I usually do. So even when I go to soul foods places, as long as they're seasoned with turkey, I'm gonna do sides. I'm gonna do mainly sides. I won't do any meat.
So you're careful with your day-to-day items. Like this is you're mindful of what you're eating.
Oh yes, throughout the day. So if I'm in the process of trying to put on more lean muscle, I'll I'll probably double up how I eat my, believe it or not, my greens, my collard greens and my sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
I'll do some salmon if I want to really kind of cut it up a little bit. I'll do more salmon as my meat because of the protein.
Right.
And I might add a little chicken breast in between it, so that day might be consistent of maybe salmon and maybe chicken breast at one point, lunch or dinner.
Mm-hmm.
But I might narrow it down. Instead of doing a 3-meal day, I might just do a 2-meal day. Keep doing that just to kind of work off of that.
So we have a question from the chat. That's my mama.
Oh.
My mama asked a question. Biko said it's an important topic. What are good numbers for the prostate, and can there be a false positive for prostate health? What are some good numbers, I guess?
For they're talking about referring to their PSA numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you definitely, a good number is you want it to be a 0 or 1 at the 1 at the most.
Yep.
Anything higher than that, and you want to monitor it. So what happens is if it goes, let's say you're at a 1 and then 2 months later it's at a 4.
Mm-hmm.
And you went from 1 to 4, and then another 2 months it's at a 7.
Yeah.
You want to get it checked out. But if they jump from 1 to 4, I would still get it checked out and see what they say. They might want to do a little active surveillance on you to follow up where you are before they do any type of, surgery or anything along that line. They want to see, and it all too depends on your age, how old you are, and what your health history might be.
Now, older men are getting it, but also younger men are receiving the news of prostate, cancer. Have you seen the trends kind of towards those younger ages?
Well, I did. I noticed when I was participating in this study, helping facilitate men moving forward, the study, we had the youngest guy that participated in that group was 41 years old.
Wow.
He was 41 years old.
And this was 7 years ago, am I right?
We started 7 years ago,
okay.
so I would say,
so it
was within the last 7 years. This gentleman was in our program, and he was like 41 years old. It just blew my mind. Now, in terms of the false negatives, that's something. I always say, if you get a reading or diagnosis, always get a second, maybe even a third opinion.
Yeah,
and have them.
Don't just go off of what the first.
Don't go off the first one. You definitely want to. And I found this through having a conversation with the guys at Men Moving Forward, that it's important to get a couple of opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just go by the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And you want a doctor who really understands and knows that.
Should churches, barbershops, and gyms talk about men's health more?
Yes,
specifically prostate health. Because here's the thing. I used to be in the juice kitchen, and people have come in and have talked about, them waking up and not being able to function.
Yeah.
Erectile dysfunction is one of the symptoms also. Am I right?
That's correct. There's a few different symptoms. That's one. The other, of course, is frequent urination, some discomfort.
Yeah.
All those kind of things along those lines.
So meaning like this is for the audience. So the frequent urination can come off as, you're getting up frequently urinating, or you have a non-powerful urination where you're urinating and then it's kind of dribbling out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult to stop,
Yeah.
Keeps, like a faucet. It doesn't completely still the drip.
Right.
So in those instances, doesn't mean that you have prostate cancer. You just still need to get it checked out. That's why they're really pushing early screening. And then the thing is, it used to be an invasive screening.
Yeah.
It was very invasive.
Yeah.
Any man, it's not a comfortable feeling for a man to go through that. They've now changed that. They've upgraded where now they can do it through your blood. Your blood. So it's it's simpler now.
Mm-hmm.
I think what will happen is it becomes more invasive if they can't really, there's still some conversation that you're going through, and they need to get a little and find out what's going on. They might do that, but overall, just to find out where you're at, the blood test.
When we come back, we're gonna dig into ways in which we can prevent prostate cancer, and what can we do every day as individuals to become healthier from a physical trainer's perspective. This is the Grapevine with Manan Sabir. That's me, and we have Leonard Wilson from Divine Intervention Fitness, baby. We gonna get it in. Stay tuned.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At UW-Milwaukee, students don't have to wait until college to start building their future. Roar Ready lets students K through 12th grade join in hands-on programs across campus. From science and tech to arts, sports, and more, students try new things, meet new people, and build skills that matter. Programs are led by UW-Milwaukee faculty, staff, and current students. And it's easy to register online. Get started today at uwm.edu/roarready. UW Milwaukee. Roar Ready. Your child's future starts here.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Yes, Zach, that was a dope beat. Keep the beats going. We have a comment question on line 1. Grapevine, line 1. We're gonna pick some grapes. Yes, how you doing, Blake?
What's happening, man? What's happening? How y'all doing? Y'all doing good today? Sounding
yeah,
good, man. Y'all getting better. man. Gonna be like that record you got out, boy. Gonna be got some numbers on it, man. I like that.
Oh, dang. Okay. Grammys.
Y'all getting y'all swag, man. So that means y'all getting comfortable in y'all seats. I like that.
All right, man. Yeah, I like that too. What's up? What's the deal,
Okay,
Blake?
so now, this what I'm calling about. Okay, I'm 55.
Yeah.
And my mom and my grandma passed in the same year. My grandma passed on my mama's birthday in July, and then my mama passed that following January, and I lost four other people in 9 months.
Yeah.
I was depressed and didn't know it. Went to the doctor, had an African doctor and everything. But the lady that I had checked my prostate. They did the blood and everything, but when I came back with a blood reading and to let me know that my cholesterol level was high and I didn't lay off the red meat, they still checked me with them 2 fingers. I'm like, but ain't nobody been in there. We just need to make sure and check your muscles. That's all. Very uncomfortable, but not bad to go through. And then I did my colonoscopy last year. I just didn't like getting put to sleep because I ain't never been put to sleep. Even though I've been shot 4 times all at once, but I don't like being put to sleep. But I've been eating right since March 8th, 2000. I got shot 4 times. I got shot 3 times in the upper torso, once in my left hand.
Sorry about
and
that.
I've been eating the same. Yeah, man. Well, that's what happened when you were a barber. I was a bartender on 14th and Right. Dude tried to take something. I let him have it. He let me have it, and I let him have it. But 26 years later, I am at my high school weight. I am at, like, I was 225, cotton diesel, doing 1,000 push-ups a day. Now I can barely do 50, but I'm still in good shape. I went to the doctor last week. Doctor don't see me but once a year. I'm cancer-free.
Awesome.
My cholesterol level is down. I eat red meat. Like 2 or 3 days out the week, I eat filet mignon. I eat sirloin burgers. I eat 96%, 4% fat. So I eat sirloin burgers, which is filet mignon. And then the rest of the week, I eat fish, salads, and chicken for about 3 weeks. And then I eat cold cuts for the rest of the month. I've been doing that for 25 years, man. And I feel like a little kid. The doctor told me he wanted to know how come I didn't have that stomach. Like most brothers got that stomach. I don't have it.
Yeah.
I still got my 8-pack, but I haven't been working out. But I don't have that stomach either. Like I'm pregnant. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So I ride my bike. I got a trike. I ride 3 miles a day. I walk to the lakefront. I ride to the lakefront. Then I get my bike. I ride down there and back. I say like off of 40th and Center. I ride down to the lakefront. Then I ride all the way down Wisconsin, up under the bridge, back up Wisconsin, back to the crib. Then I get in my car and I go down there and walk the same.
Yeah.
But I stay in there with a clear peace of mind. I don't fry a lot of foods. And it's okay, we just wonder how you get to be 60-some years old. I'm 55. I feel like a little kid, man. So you never know because you wake up dead anyway.
Right.
So just find the regiment and keep your cholesterol level down and have peace in your house. Stress. Man, dude, I have a 1 million negative zero tolerance. I don't care who you are. If you bring peace, if you just started peace in my house, I cannot have you around me. Or in my house, if you on something shady, If you always got an angle on something, I can't be around you no more because I stopped doing what I was doing before I got shot up. I got saved before I got shot up.
Right on.
And I got shot up, and everybody like, yeah, he ain't dead. He gonna be crazier. But what don't kill you make you stronger.
That's right.
But then when you get in the word, I was talking to my people. They were gonna tell me, everybody got a good side and an evil side. I said, now when you come out the darkness, you don't.
That's right. That's
when
right.
you come out the darkness, yeah, I know y'all got to go, but just live pure. Live pure by it and eat pure by it, man. Everybody be good.
Man, that's awesome. Congratulations, too, man. It's a blessing that you're here, and I think you're right. Peace. My uncle said he will crawl for peace. He told me that. He will crawl for peace, and I kept that I got to have peace. That's another part of where I'm at as well. So that's awesome, man. Congratulations on that. That's great words. You sound like you're in super shape, so keep doing what you're doing.
Hey, and if you need, look, I'm going to give a plug to you. If you need a trainer, man, you may not need one, but Lynn can take you over the top. You got to go from if you 55, you got to go to 95 with Lynn. That's it. Come see him. Divine Intervention Fitness. Keep paying attention because he's going to give his information out later. Sandra, what's up? Line 1. How you doing?
Hi.
What's up?
I'm fine. How you doing?
Doing good.
Okay. I'm going to tell you what's up. Okay. Now, you were speaking of prostate and aging process.
Mm-hmm.
Now, years ago, I was going to study to be into nursing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I bought the anatomy book and started reading through that. And they said at age 35 is downhill. That's when your body starts regressing. You don't gain new cells like you did when you were just growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought about it, and I said, no, that's not true. But as I age more, I'm starting to feel it now. But a lot of kids, when you were saying kids don't feel, they're going to get old.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're going to get old, and that's because of the body. As you age, the body ages too. And I think our kids, which they probably don't study no type of medical issues, they don't read enough to learn this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot out there to learn, even to read it. It helps a lot, so you can cope with a lot of stuff that's going on. And even ARPA send you the sign up at 50. So that lets you know you're getting, close to the elderly area. So I was saying that, and I was just going to say about the prostate. Now, my husband, he had it, but he was stubborn, from Tennessee and did not want to go to the doctor. So when he finally went, he had prostate cancer. Then he ended up shutting down his kidneys. That's what took him, because it shut down his kidneys and he couldn't urinate for 3 days. And the doctor told him, don't you ever, do that again. But anyway, to shut his kidneys down. Now he ended up on dialysis. And he died. And so I'm I'm looking at the fact that you go through so much when you're sick that you got to make sure your health is done right, because you got to end up, he was arguing with his doctors because the port didn't fit right. So I had to go back and get that right. The port first and then the thing in your arm.
Right.
So I had to go back and get all that stuff right. And then finally, eventually when he did die, I thought it was his kidneys because he was on dialysis. I thought it was his kidneys, but he had a brain tumor.
Oh, wow.
And they did not know it. I didn't know it. All I knew that I couldn't wake him up.
I'm sorry.
And that's what made him get to the hospital. But it's important that we tell our kids, our men, they don't want to go. It's important that we really get them, or pick up a book and start reading about all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even alcoholism, drugs. Read it, then maybe you'll stay away from it.
Thank you, Miss Sandra. I really appreciate it.
Yes.
Lynn, talk to us about what she just said, because she said something that was very interesting. She was like, he didn't listen.
Yeah. It's, I get that. And I guess I'll go ahead and say, here's the reveal. I'll be 60 in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And there was a period in my life that I was hard-headed, not really wanting to get checked out, because it seemed like there was never good news if you went to the doctor.
Yeah.
And I'm totally against pharmaceutical stuff. I'm more of a naturopath.
Yeah.
But I was hard-headed, doing that. But it's important, though. I've come to the point where I've learned that you need to find out, you need to get checked out, get a diagnosis of what it is.
Yeah.
But you can try for me to find out, okay, this is what it is. So I do some research. I find a natural approach to it. What do I need to do to get well, and put the work in on doing that? But it is, we have to, that's why, being here, I just emphasize that people get checked out. Find out where you're at and then see how you can get well.
Hey, we're going to extend this this hour that we got. Len, he gave us permission to hold him a little longer. This is a very important topic. As a matter of fact, our chat is blowing up. Our views are probably going up. Hey, remember, I'm going to pay these bills. Well, not just me. Everybody else around here pays the bills. So this is Welcome to the Grapevine. You are in the Grapevine with Leonard Wilson, Divine Intervention Fitness, Manon Sabir. Let's pay these bills. Take me away, Zach.
Dreaming of owning your first home? Don't settle for a fixer-upper. Build a brand new home with Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity. They partner with first-time buyers to make home ownership possible with little to no down payment and a team that's on your side every step of the way. Even if you're just starting to explore what's possible, they're here to help you take the next step. If your household earns between $55,000 and $90,000 a year, you may qualify. Visit MilwaukeeHabitat.org to learn more.
Freedom has a history. Come experience it. Visit the Milton House Museum, Wisconsin's only certified Underground Railroad site open to the public. Tour the historic 1844 Inn, step down into the cellar, and walk through the underground tunnel in the footsteps of freedom seekers who risked everything on their journey to liberty. Hear powerful stories of courage, sacrifice, hope, and determination, and discover Wisconsin's connection to the Underground Railroad and the fight for freedom. Guided tours of the Milton House are available Tuesday through Sunday through Labor Day weekend. Learn more at miltonhouse.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Milwaukee Black Talk on 101.7 FM.
The Truth.
And 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee. A Milwaukee Black media company.
Yes. This is hour number 2. You're on the Grapevine with Manon Sabir. That's me. And we have in our studios today, continuing our conversation, our very highly important conversation about prostate health, is Leonard Wilson of Divine Intervention Fitness LLC. Now we're gonna go to the chat real quick, and before we go to the chat, make sure you tune in to the chat. Put your comments, questions, and concern into the chat, and or you can call 833-212-1017. 833-212-1017. Make sure you subscribe and tell the people that you know to subscribe to the channel too, because when you subscribe, when we get 100 subscribers per week, guess what? I do 100 push-ups. So I challenge Lynn to do 100 push-ups with me. So look, we're going to go to the chat real quick. Biko says, important topic. My mama says, what are the good numbers? Mark Reed, 7164 said that's why I gave up eating meat back in 2001. I want you to cover soy also. We had to talk about soy. This information was out back in 2000 about black men being the number one people with prostate cancer. Yes, those numbers aren't going down. They have actually gone they're stay at the same level.
Yes. Actually, it's the numbers are even more where we are. Like I said,
it's solid.
It's solid. We're 1 out of 6 black men. 1 out of 6 black men get prostate cancer. We're number one at passing away from prostate cancer. Over 2 times, actually double that of white Americans. So yeah, we've been talking about it since 2000. They've been bringing it, but it's still prevalent that these numbers are still, they have to change.
Stress, food deserts.
Yes.
Tight pants. All that.
Could be. But yeah, and also what we talked about when we talk about food, we were talking a little bit about soy.
Right.
I noticed 20 years ago, I noticed that they're putting more and more soy in foods. And I was wondering, why are they putting all this soy? And we're not talking about the organic, natural soy. This is a really bad version of soy that they're putting in food products. It's in over 72% of the foods we eat.
Right.
I challenge you to look at any packaging labeling, and you're going to see soybean oil, soy lecithin.
Yeah.
You're going to see those listed in these food ingredients. And the question was why. First, when I looked it up, they were saying they were using it as an emulsifier to make it. But I've discovered a old box of graham crackers I was sharing, and I looked at the ingredients, and it didn't have any soy in it. So I suggest that if you could cut back, because it's going to be impossible it's in almost everything now.
Right.
But I would say cut back and be mindful of how much your intake that you're taking of that, because soy has a way of, the more soy that you put into your body, especially as a man, it increases estrogen into your system, in your body. And estrogen can affect you as a male. It can affect your testosterone level,
right?
It's gonna lower it.
Right.
It's harder to do that, and it's also going to affect your genitals. It's going to shrink.
Yeah.
It's going to affect your emotion. You're going to act a little more emotional, and it does. And believe it or not, it almost does the opposite effect to women who intake so much estrogen. Because too much estrogen for a woman, guess what? Creates some form of testosterone.
Wow.
So we're looking literally
at an imbalance.
Yeah, it's a correlation. I haven't done an official study, but it's just an observation of what I've noticed in that. So I would say monitor that. Try if you have something that's in there, make sure. It's so important to add green leafy vegetables to help flush and get stuff out of your system.
Yeah. So that's huge. You're looking at nut health. Your nuts have to, they have to be a specific size. They can't shrink. They're not. The imbalance is wrong. If it's wrong, they shrink.
Yes.
And that's leads to other issues.
Yeah, and that will of course affect you mentally. That'll affect you, in all kinds of ways. Something like that affecting your body. And where you're at and your desire and all of those kind of things. So,
Zach, we got somebody on line 1.
Yeah, just hold on.
Okay. So we're going to go to the chat real quick. Somebody says, I do 1 meal a day and still vegan. My mom says, we know certain foods can affect prostate. What about certain medications and even metals such as copper, etc.? Even so, certain medications and even metals, can they affect?
Oh, yeah. Well, it all depends on medication. As I shared earlier, I'm more of a naturopath.
Yeah.
And I always tell everyone when we look at doctors, when I say get a second opinion, or when you talk to doctors, you have a great sign of a good doctor is when he's talking to you about exercise and he's talking to you about diet, eating better, versus writing a script.
Yeah.
So what happens with, as we talk about pharmaceutical and medicine, the thing about pharmaceutical things is whatever you take with those is usually a side effect. And whatever that side effect is, for example, high blood pressure. They got different types of high blood pressure medication out there. You take a high blood pressure medication, sometimes the side effect can be erectile dysfunction.
Right.
It can affect you. But then they have some different versions of this that you could talk to your doctor about to get something that you let them know that's affecting it. They can give you something that won't affect that.
Right.
But there's usually sometimes a side effect that can do that. Now, in terms of a side effect being prostate cancer, that I I can't say. I just know that there's a lot of pharmaceutical stuff there are side effects from each one, which is why I kind of push more natural. My naturopathic approach is instead of having to take that, what can you eat what you can find in your foods, what can you do physically to kind of offset that versus doing it, because what happens is you take a pharmaceutical pill, the side effect affects you, then you're coming there getting treated for the side effect. Now you're getting a pill for the side effect.
Right.
So now you went from one pill to two pills, and the second pill has the side effect.
Right.
And now you find something else is going on, and now guess what? They're treating this third side effect. Now you have three pills. Before you know it, you'll have a whole week long of pills that all is attributed from the one pill that led to that. So I try to really push that if we can find ways to, what can I eat that's healthier? What can I do? Even a lot of times, people who have been diagnosed with prostate cancer and were able to make it, a lot of times if they doesn't go untreated, if they go untreated and deal with prostate cancer and they don't deal with it or do anything, they usually pass away not from prostate cancer but from heart disease.
We got a caller on line one real quick. Awake. What's up?
Yes, I was listening to your radio show.
How you doing?
And I was just, I'm doing fine. And yourself?
Yeah, doing good. What's up?
That's good. Yeah, I was listening to you guys, about that, everybody has to get that, what they call heart disease, not heart disease,
prostate.
Who's that? Prostate. That's talking about the prostate thing.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of old. I've kind of been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And what I realized that when
you just broke up.
All those conditions when I was,
You just broke up. Say the question again.
I said when I was young, we didn't have all those conditions about prostate. We didn't talk. Not a lot of people talk about cancer. Cancer was.
Zach, we breaking up on him.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
You're still breaking up?
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard him a little bit.
Try one more time.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that I've been around for a long time, and I was just saying that when I was young, a lot of people didn't talk about cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Now as I'm older, I notice everybody talk about cancer. And all of a sudden now I start hearing the story about how more black people have cancer than white people.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at that. I look at it from a point of view of, I say, well, that's because they're putting all the bad food, majority of the bad food, because everybody got bad food in America.
Mm-hmm.
But the majority of bad food comes to the black neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Did we lose him?
Yeah, we'll probably pull him up in a minute again. Yeah, a lot of food comes through, our the black neighborhood. We are facing an epidemic of rising food costs and also areas in which there's disinvestment in the grocery stores. So we have a number of grocery stores, especially in Milwaukee. I would love to have our mayor and also Russell Stamper and some of our older people to come into the studio. Y'all just need to mob up and put a common council meeting down here, but please. But I wanted to really, we don't have much time, and I want to respect your time. I know we held you over for another 12 minutes, but you came in sweating and stuff like that. So I wanted to respect your space and your time, but I like to ask rapid fire questions if we could.
Sure.
So this is a period of time in which we ask these questions, and you just think off the top of your head. Ready?
Yep.
Biggest thing silently killing black men.
We said it. Prostate cancer.
Push-ups or walking?
Push-ups.
Most underrated health habit?
Eating good. Eating healthy.
Is sleep more important than workout?
Sleep is.
What food should black communities cut back on immediately?
Fried foods.
Most dangerous modern habit.
Alcohol.
Is stress worse than bad food?
Yes, stress is.
One health screening every black man should get.
Prostate.
Cardio or weights?
Weights.
What's harder, discipline or motivation?
Discipline.
Where can we find you, Brother Lynn?
I'm here in Milwaukee. You could I'm on Instagram, on Facebook.
Yeah, what's your Instagram handle?
Instagram handle is di.fitness.
Mm-hmm.
On Facebook is Leonard Wilson. Also DI Fitness.
Right on. Lynn, thank you for coming. Last minute, you showed up and you showed out. We need to extend this conversation to a part 2. I think there's not enough people listening right now, and once we get the word out on who you are on this radio station, we're going to come back and we're going to do it again, because there's more to this conversation than meets the eye. Am I right?
That's true. That's true. Very, very true.
And I really want to extend it, but you guys, thank you so much, Lynn.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This was an honor. I appreciate it.
This is the Grapevine, Manon Sabir. That's me. We got Leonard Wilson, and we're going to pay these bills. Take me out, Zach.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Yes, I like that beat. Man, this was fantastic. I like conversations like that because you get individuals who developed a passion for what they feel is important not just to themselves. And it started out as, this way to just try something. And he went from trying something to making it happen for himself. From passion to profit is what I call it. And majority of us have that in us, and we don't operate in that space if we don't grab life by the horns. And he went and did that. So he left me a book. It's called You Can Do This: Exercise, Nutrition, and the Right Mindset, a striving while black daily guide to staying fit and healthy by Leonard Wilson. So I'm gonna hold this up so that people can know what you're gonna get when you contact Len. I call him Len, but when you contact Mr. Leonard Wilson. And I don't want to live down this conversation about prostate health. It's not the type of conversation that should die. It has to live, and we have to provide this valuable information wherever necessary. So too many black men are silently struggling physically. And one of the biggest problems that we don't talk about, one is, yes, prostate health, but also erectile dysfunction. It's funny because I was just talking to a friend of mine, and this is just this morning, and he was talking about how he had an issue with his erectile functioning. And as he was discussing it, he was giving the example, or he was telling me that his spouse of however many years she didn't complain, but it was embarrassing for him. It was embarrassing. It was a wake up call. He felt like the flagpole wasn't standing up, and he needed to figure out like how he could change the narrative in his physical performance. You know what? I'm gonna take a call real quick from Al, because this is about the time, baby. Al, what's up? We got Al.
Al, call back.
Al, call back.
He's on.
Okay, Al, what's up?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here. Well, first of all, if you're doing any kind of dope, coke, heroin, it's going to mess up you. It's going to give you ED. If you're taking any diabetic medicine, it's going to mess you up, especially if you take, I think it's called metformin or something. A lot of that stuff mess up all the brain circuits and the circuit breakers. Now, when you talked about the prostate, the reason why a lot of people are dying from prostate, because for some reason, when men think about the rear end being checked, they got to associate everything with gay. But then when your feet get cold and your eyes get cloudy and your body start rotting from the inside, okay, you got to disconnect that. Okay, so just as well as you can sit and pray to Caesar Bourgeois and all the rest of them who ain't going to do nothing, you can skip, scoot to that doctor and get yourself checked.
Yeah.
And if you really want to keep yourself good, this is what I do. I make a point to eat my salad, drink water. I cuss every day, okay?
You cuss every day. You relieve some of that. You relieve some of that stress.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, because you're human. And stop following the white man's God or any God, because it's a psychological warfare that puts you up under an umbrella. Okay. And if you sit back and look at the whole world and look at everything from the white God to the black God, you will find out that they ain't never been for you, because the real God is you. Because you're on earth and you can fix it. The other God will have you living in a box.
So what do you? So what
you to be?
What's your diet like right? What's your diet like right now outside of cussing and salad? What are you eating? What are you eating regularly?
Sometimes I have my fried chicken. Sometimes I make me some pork chops. Sometimes I brine me a turkey. It's how you eat it, and don't go with all that salt. If you like spice, go with organic spice because it's more stronger and it's more healthy. You don't have to cook everything without spices, and everybody is not a fan of tofu and the banana peel ribs and all that. It's what you eat
Banana
and
peel
how
ribs.
you eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because some people use that to make brisket, or people use them oversized mushrooms to make fried chicken and pork chops. It's how you eat. But most of all, if you want to live a stress-free life, live your life and take your reality and turn it to success.
Those are bars, Al. Take your reality and turn it to success.
Yes, and stop looking for somebody else to come down from the clouds and save you. And I want you to remember this: the righteousness always suffer, but evilness continue to get blessed. Because the people who are doing right is either broke, they're living a certain way, die with nothing, but everybody that's doing everything wrong, like that so-called guy who said the devil was wrong, but when, did the same thing he did and bragged to it, they continue to get blessed.
So Al,
live your life.
You've had a doctor's check on erectile dysfunction, or not prostate health. Sorry, on prostate health. You're good now.
I always get that check.
Okay, all right.
My body is like diamonds. I don't have no ED, nothing.
Yeah,
I make sure everything works.
No, I'm saying
not
not ED. I'm just talking about your prostate. Your prostate health is good.
Yeah,
You're
I
good.
always.
Okay.
I always get that check. But once men stop associating of something going in a rectum as being gay,
right,
y'all will live a little longer.
And then you're right. And you're right. Thanks, Al. Look, I'm gonna address that too. When you're getting checked for when you're getting a prostate health exam, and I got one at age 30, got one at age 40, and I recently got one, and there was the doctor actually asked me if I wanted to get kind of the archaic medical expression of a prostate exam, or the doctor was like, the doctor said, or you can get the blood. And I was like, well, just give me the blood test. I mean, I don't want to go in and drop, so give me the blood test. So the doctor gave me the blood test when I was 30, and I was good. Doctor said the same exact thing at age 40. Do you want to get this or you want to do that? I was like, man, give me the blood test. Boom. Just recently, about a month and some change ago, doctor was like, hey, do you want to get this or that? And they even recommended in their own way that I just go ahead and get the blood, because for one, it was less invasive. And also, I didn't have much time. And so the doctor recognized I didn't have much time and allowed me to get the blood test. Al, thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate your thoughts. You do definitely give, some really very interesting statements every day, and keep on calling and keep on watching. Tell your people too. Call your folks, tell them to keep on subscribing. So we're gonna go to the chat again. Arcane A1, he mentioned stress. We hear about the dietary and biological risk, but consistent stress breaks every part of the body down slowly. Deadly. Yes, it is deadly. Consistent stress, it constricts the organs. So you can go through all of your organs, and the consistent stress, your cortisol levels will be out of whack. So that consistent stress affects your cortisol. It affects the rest of your hormonal levels, your minerals, and also your intelligence. Your intelligence drops. So imagine being under stress and you're constantly having that pit in your stomach. It's also a pit in your mind, and you're under this weight where you feel like you can't get from under, that constant stress is also playing in the macro level outside of your body, right? Or, on the larger organs, but on the smaller organs, you have to remember it affects not only your blood, but also your lymphatic fluid too. So you have two fluids. One is a smaller, your blood is, it's blood is blood. But the other fluid in your body is lymphatic fluid, and it affects the lymphatic fluid. The lymphatic fluid is that white stuff that comes out of your nose, or that looks like snot. That stuff affects the lymphatic fluid affects your immune system for good and for bad. Hey, look, we're going to continue this conversation, this health conversation, and we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going today. Like, we got some things to talk about. Zach, we're going to pay these bills. Take me out.
Make your home and family safer by properly getting rid of nasty chemicals and fire hazards. MMSD's Home Hazmat program offers 3 drop-off centers that are open all year long. It's fast and easy. You don't even have to get out of your car. And it's free to visit the drop-off. Lithium-ion batteries, old gas, propane tanks, they take all of that and more. For a list of things you can and cannot bring, locations and hours, go to MMSD.com. Milwaukee County residents only. No businesses.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, they're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
I walk on the shoulders of giants who have come before me.
I am ASAP and Maya Angelou.
I am Marva Collins and Frederick Douglass.
From A to Z, I celebrate, emulate, and commemorate their example.
This is part of the Declaration of Excellence Milwaukee College Prep Scholars recite, not just during Black History Month, but each and every morning, because our students don't just honor history, they're determined to shape it. Enroll your scholar at MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
Yes. Welcome to the Grapevine with Manan Sabir. That's me, and I'm here. We're going to hit the chat real quick because I think it's important to include our folks. Make sure you call in before I begin and hit the chat. Make sure you call in 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. We're at the Truth Radio station, the Truth Nation 101.7. Yes. We're going to hit this chat real quick. So RC, let's see. Mark Reed 7164 said light and darkness can't coexist together.
Biko Baker says, important topic. He also says, I don't like tofu. Yeah, tofu, too much of it. There's a lot of studies out talking about tofu, and they were saying that tofu contains, of course, soy, but there are conflicting studies about tofu. I'm not going to get into those right now, but pretty much people are saying that too much tofu can cause a high level of estrogen in your body. If you eat it once, yes, you'll be okay. But if you continue to consistently eat it, from what people were saying in some of the studies, that it could cause a high level of estrogen in your body, especially if you're a man. The estrogen is not healthy. If it's an overload of estrogen, and if you're a woman, if it's an overload of estrogen, it can also cause the reverse, and you'll tend to, as Leonard said, to have testosteronic effects. So please watch what you eat and do your own study before you partake in some of the foods that are kind of unknown to you. And also, different strokes for different folks. And Al was kind of right. Like, there are in some ways, Al, you're right. You have to understand what affects your body before you start preaching to other folks about what they should or shouldn't have, right? So what affects the human body, but then also what affects your body. Because one thing for me doesn't mean that it's something for someone else. Now, on this show, we're probably going to talk in pretty much generalities to keep people healthy, but in reality, you have to know what's good for you. If you know that you can, some people take herbs, and different herbs are good, but there are some herbal remedies that are not good for people. So, for example, there is a not herb, but a naturopathic or homeopathic chemical called sulfur and arnica in the liquid form. If you put it on your skin, can help reduce pimples and keep your face really, really clear. But I've seen where it had a different type of effect on people. You have to take your time when discussing a lot of these, and when discussing these topics, but then also take your time when you're giving out some of this, especially advice to your family and friends and whoever else. So RC Creation Muse 2023 says the devil is a lie. That's modern philosophy. Eat everything in moderation. Biblically, why put certain things in your system at all? Point taken. RC also says it's like having a peanut allergy and saying, I'm just going to eat a little bit because I like peanuts. No, I don't eat it all. Find alternatives. And Looney 504 says, shout out to Manon, Center Street in the building. Yes, Center Street days. Real life, baby, over there. I got a story about Center Street days. But yeah, I think RC was basically talking about what Al was saying, when Al said something to the effect of, I eat this meat, and the meats were kind of, they were down the line. They were all over the place a little. Yeah. Eating everything in moderation is good. I think we take that to heart too much, because there are ways for people to eat. There are ways for people to eat in moderation, and yes, you can do that. But in a stressed society, you have to be able to know that if you are to properly self-medicate yourself, then if you're self-medicating you in a stressed society, sometimes kind of that moderation goes out of out the window. For example, they have this concept in health and nutrition science called mono meal eating. And mono meal eating is where you eat one meal or one food, for a period of time. It can be a day, it could be an hour, whatever it is. But mono meal eating, so you just sit down and you just eat, let's say, a bowl of melons or a package of celery. Mono meal eating is addressing whatever symptom you have in your body. You're addressing that particular symptom. For example, if you're having something wrong with gut health, and gut health, is possibly the one thing that usually affects everybody all the time, every day. If you're having a problem with gut health and eating melons is a way to alleviate the issue, then you might as well eat melons, to alleviate the issue. That's mono meal eating. What happens is the problem that we get caught up on is, and especially in this moderation debate, is when folks start eating, they start combining foods. When people start combining foods, it could be from baking, frying, letting the food sit out, whatever it is, right? When you start combining foods and this food gets really, really good, and you start overeating, then you bring in this, and this debate comes up about moderation. And I think it's also a part of a cop out. Moderation is a way for people to say, man, I'm and this is my opinion. I believe, especially in this society where a lot of times moderation doesn't exist unless we regulate it, we will continue, like in this American society, we'll continue to eat and eat and eat, and it causes, and as it causes these diseases, then we go back to this, hey, I just eat everything in moderation. No, I think you probably have to just cut back on eating, and like not just be in moderation, but like be without. And if we're being without, then people start to miss whatever it is that they had, and then they will go back to this moderation piece. In reality, like forget in this society, forget moderation. Maybe it's moderation without consuming. So versus we're going to leave consuming out. We're going to leave the food out, and we're just going to moderate. We're going to tote the middle line of not eating. We're going to fast a lot more. Some of us, some people do Daniel fast. How many people out there do the Daniel fast? I want to know, like, how many folks do the Daniel fast? And I know the Daniel fast is really important, especially for folks who are in our Christian community. And most folks do the Daniel fast in special occasions, but primarily I know people do the Daniel fast during the first of the year. So I'm gonna take some folks from the chat. Happy Wednesday, Truth Nation of Alfonso Dupree. I7E says, Happy Wednesday, Truth Nation. Mahdi. Alfonso Dupree says, it's funny how I see people that are complaining and watching what they eat are the most unhealthy people. What's the Daniel fast? Looney 504 says, what's the Daniel fast? And Alfonso Dupree 7E says, you eating less or healthier, but don't walk or exercise. What's the point?
I get it. I'm gonna look up the Daniel fast right now because I want to get it right. I want to get the Daniel fast right. I'm gonna look up the Daniel fast real quick. Daniel fast. What is it? I know it's like 21 days, but what is it? Daniel fast. It's very interesting. So the Daniel fast is biblically inspired. The Daniel fast is a biblically inspired partial fast focusing on plant-based foods, prayer, and spiritual discipline, often practiced for 21 days. So the Daniel fast basically, is based on the experiences of the prophet Daniel out of the Old Testament. Daniel in the Bible, his friends chose to abstain from the king's rich foods and wine. Instead, they were consuming vegetables and water to remain obedient to God. So basically, he undertook a 21-day period of abstaining from the king's foods. And I'm pretty sure like we think about folks in those days. This is real quick. I think we think about folks in those days and we're like, man, they used to drink wine. In some parts of wine then is not the same wine now. And also in certain parts, and don't get me quoting something wrong. I'm not the wine expert. I don't even drink. But in certain parts of those areas, wine in the way in which we think about it was an enjoyment. But in certain parts, something was called wine, and it wasn't an intoxicant. It was a herbal remedy, and also in those parts there wasn't much water. There wasn't like water running out of the faucets until later. So water wasn't running from the mountains into the faucets unless you were in the land of Kemet, in which they did have faucets and some of that stuff running from the mountains, or they will find a water source and then have it running through certain homes and through some of the pyramids. So yeah, you would definitely find that. But if you're talking about those areas in which kind of the Bible, you would call it quote unquote the Bible days, wine wasn't used as an intoxicant primarily. That came, like, that was later, and also that was given by certain folks. So you don't twist Daniel's words into him partaking in the king's intoxicants. Please don't do that. That's something that we have to, we have to rear back from. Let's see. Alfonso Dupree said, "You're eating less healthy, but don't walk exercise." He also said, "I'm a Muslim. We fast from dusk to dawn. I hear some people during that period of time, they do fruit fasting for days." Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people, they do a lot of fruit fasting during those periods of times, if I'm getting you right. But also, if you are, and this is where I think the moderation debate comes in, or the moderation subject comes in, Alfonso. I think when people are when they're just getting going, right? Because you and I, we probably, I'm pretty sure you're probably working out. You're probably on the lake right now walking. So when people are working out, or when people are just getting going, the majority of the time you're just
you're mentally preparing yourself. You're mentally preparing yourself in order to be a healthy individual. So in order for you to be a healthy individual, that you're preparing everything. You're literally preparing, from physically, from your clothes to your shoes to the type of towel you're gonna, come back and bathe on. Like you're preparing everything, but you're also preparing your food. And needless to say, you'll be at home cooking, and most people will start there. They'll start with I'm gonna cut back on this and start eating that. I'm gonna cut back on this and I'm gonna start eating that. If you're just starting out, and this is, I guess, my advice. If you are just starting out, make sure that you have a partner. Number one. And Alfonso, you can back me up on this, right? Make sure you have a partner. And tell that person, hey, this is what I'm about to do. The next thing, and you don't gotta announce it if you feel like it. You don't gotta announce it on Facebook, but if you feel like you want to announce it on Facebook or any type of social media platform, then go and do it. The next thing you do is you don't start on Monday. Do not start on Monday. Straight up. If you try to start on Monday, you're gonna be in a world of trouble. Don't start on Monday. Start on on a Friday. Start on a Thursday. Start on a day in which is so off that when you reach those days of like vacation, they get and everybody's vacation days is like Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday, and back to it on Monday. When you reach those vacation days, you're straight. Like, you don't have to go and do this whole, preparation or you don't have to like ruin your diet. You don't have to ruin your diet and or your workout prior to actually starting it or starting all over, whatever. You don't have to ruin it. Matter of fact, it's this expression in fitness training, because I used to do fitness training too, still do in a way. There's an expression in fitness training it actually rings true in mixed martial arts. They have two types of people in mixed martial arts. They have people who are your kind of your diehard mixed martial artists. They don't do anything until the weekend. Then they go out and they drink, boom, and they get slammed, hammered. They take a day off, a weekend off, and then they go right back to the gym, right? Then you have your diehard mixed martial artists that all they do is train. They wake up, they eat their healthy food, they train, they go to sleep. They come back home, they eat, for lunch. They go back to the training board or the training hall. They do their thing, come back home, they eat, and then they go to sleep. They get a full night's rest, and they go and do it again over and over and over again. So I'm gonna talk about the expression. The people that have that kind of set routine where they're not taking a break, when they're not like dumbing down and having to reload, those people always, primarily in mixed martial arts, in boxing, always win. Floyd Mayweather, number one. I don't care what you say about Floyd. Like, I've seen Floyd in Florida. Ain't that right, Real McCoy. I've seen Floyd, and Floyd didn't take a break. He always worked out. Floyd took no breaks. He would run. He would go to the club. He'd probably have his investment in the club, and like he's like, you know, tossing money and buying bottles for everybody else. And I got jewelry. Y'all take my car. He would run home from the club. Matter of fact, I seen Floyd in Florida, and I'm sitting down eating, me and Sahar, and he's on his bike with his people. He's preparing for a fight, and it's like it's literally a Saturday night, and he's like, you know, riding past me. You know, we had a brief conversation, whatever, and then he bounced. Like that's dedication. That's real life dedication. We need to play that Nipsey Hussle dedication, Zach. For real. That, like, Floyd. Yeah, you're right. Floyd is a great athlete. But then you have that one athlete, that other athlete, that when Friday hits, y'all listen. When Friday hits, they are gone. And I've seen it throughout my entire life as a fighter myself. Like I've seen people, you know, get hammered and then come back on a Monday, get hammered on a Friday night, come back on a Monday and really have to and have the ish face. Right? They have they wear the weekend, and they're wearing the weekend. You have to recover. And if you make a habit of that, if you make a habit of wearing out your body on the weekends and having to recover, it wears the body out. And recovery in sports is a $1 billion industry. Recovery is a $1 billion industry. You want to stay out of the $1 billion industry, and you want to stay in your lane of going up versus having to go up, then go down and back up again. It was crazy. Like you don't want to have to recover, because over time, when you hit Monday, by the time you recover from the weekend, because you already made gains by that Friday, by the time you recover from the weekend, guess what? It's Thursday. It's Thursday. So, hey, y'all, we're going to get to the chat really, really soon. And after this break, we're going to get to this chat, and we're going to talk about the rest of this subject. This is really important. I think people really need to understand what is going on with their bodies. Zach, take me away.
Join Cousins Club Rewards today. Grab your first sub and your next one could be free. After your first qualifying purchase, you'll earn a free sub and start collecting points for free food, exclusive deals, and even Cousins gear. Sign up today. It's fast and easier than ever on the Cousins Subs app. Earn points online, on the app, or in store. However you enjoy Cousins Subs, your rewards are right at your fingertips. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flysshf.org and ask for an application.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. but some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Milwaukee Black Talk on 101.7 FM.
The Truth.
And 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee. A Milwaukee Black media company.
Yes. Welcome back to hour number 3 on Wednesday. WINSDAY. We're going to go to the chat, but, we're going to talk a little bit about this, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it because we got to move on. This is the Grapevine Manon Sabir. If you want to call in, 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. We're going to talk about Black women's hair, toxic products, and detoxification in a minute, but I'm going to hit this chat real quick. So, okay, man, it's been blowing up. Okay, let's go with this chat. Mild Elephant says fasting is great regardless of what one eats. Real McCoy said, facts. I started on the Friday. Never thought of the weight of a Monday. Start off. Good point. Marty, Alfonso says, I'm 55, no pork, no seafood, no beef, no alcohol, no smoking. I'm cutting trees, installing roofs, working 80 and 100 hours. Hey, man, I'm coming to work with you. He also says, yes, Real McCoy says, real accountability partner, yes. Not really a city girl, says, great discussion today. We're going to have some more of these discussions. If y'all like it, let me know. Let's see. I probably missed a few. McCoy said, I thought the body needed rest days, though severe. Yes, the body does need rest days, but when you're in high-level competition, and especially if you're in a stressful environment, and the environment in relationship to where you live is compounding toxins on your body and inside your body, make sure you get out. Your rest day can be also a work day, so you can go and do, nature therapy at the beach, nature therapy in the woods, stuff like that. That also is a part of your workout too. So Alfonso Dupree says, stop eating healthy foods. Look, I need my glasses. Stop eating heavy foods after 6:30 p.m., 7 p.m. Immune system is slowing down. That's true. The body is a microcosm of the macro universe. So as the moon starts to, for us, rise or circumnavigate, you want to bring the levels of what you're eating down to a very, very minimum and or a stop. Alfonso Dupree said Floyd's a great athlete. Yep. Mike Tyson was a beast too, big time. LeBron spends over $1 million a year. Health is wealth. What happens is, like, yes, that's and there was somebody addressed that too. Mike Tyson or LeBron James spending $1 million, not necessarily what he was spending. It was what he was partaking in. So he probably has a hyperbaric chamber. He probably has the highest level custom made sleep number bed. He probably brings in a special chronobiologist to help him sleep. Rest is really important. He probably also has a running a home physical therapist along with someone who's at the gym with him. So he's probably, he probably has a sauna that follows him around. It's like he probably has all of this stuff, and it probably add up to a meal, probably add up to 3. But that's his money, and that's what he does. For us, who barely had $30, then hitting the heat salon, the sauna place or the place on the beach, or just going to the Y and just knocking it out. Baybar says hug a tree. Yes, hugging a tree is good. Hugging a tree. If you ain't hugging no trees, they call it grounding, and it gained like notoriety over the last couple of years because some folks, I'm not gonna name names, some folks were like, man, I'm gonna start walking barefoot in the grass. Well, yeah. People were walking barefoot in the grass, but honestly, we've been walking barefoot since the beginning of time. We've been walking barefoot we walk barefoot all the time since being born in Africa. All of us having DNA in Africa, that's what happens. You walk barefoot. Matter of fact, I remember being in Africa, and that was one of my things. Like, man, if I'm running around with some of the kids in the village, I'm taking my shoes off, going into their house, and it's dirt. So might as well, if it's dirt on the outside and dirt on the inside, I might as well just keep my shoes off and keep walking around barefoot. All good. And I felt better. I felt like I didn't have these orthotics on my feet trying to walk. So, yeah, it's necessary. Grounding is huge. It's necessary. You have to ground your body. Your body's full of neutrons, electrons, protons, and nucleuses and nucleic acid and all that other stuff. So your body has to stay electric. The reason why you pick up your phone and it lights up isn't because your body isn't electric. It's because your body is electric that the phone picks up on the value of the electrons in your body, and then it lights up, and now you're looking at your phone ready to play on it. I'm going to switch subjects today. I'm going to talk about, and I have a 6-year-old that has to have her hair done every day. And man, the other day we were just late. She was supposed to be at school at 7:35, and she didn't want to get her hair done. And she's solid. Like, she will sit there, but it was just wild. It was all over. I was like, okay, listen, let me take that back. I didn't want to do her hair. I didn't want to do her hair. I just didn't. I didn't want to do her hair. It was all over the place. Her hair looked like my beard when I first wake up. It's just nappy, all right? And she has 4C hair, but it has a lot. It's thick, and if you blow it out, man, the hair goes. It's all over the place. It's like one of the old Prince. If we could pull up Prince, we got an old wild shot of Prince with like all the hair out. Zach, pull it up once. Let them see a wild shot of Prince. I'm gonna tell you, I didn't want to do her hair, man, and I had to comb it. I had to put some stuff in there, whatever, like some chibi oil, and then comb it, brush it up, and then put it together. But I started thinking about like the hair products that we put in our kids, our daughter's hair, especially young black girls, because that's when we kind of first start developing the relationship with our hair, and there's always redevelopments in the relationship with hair, right? So I started thinking about the chemicals that go into our hair generally, from kids to adults, and we spend a lot of time. We spend so much time talking about what we eat, but we need to also talk about what we absorb. So there's been more research connecting hair products, relaxers, chemicals, fragrances, and endocrine disruptors to fibroids, hormonal imbalance and health issues, reproductive issues, inflammation, and cancer concerns. And so there have been a number of individuals. There goes Prince. Yes, I mean, she don't look like that. Wait, take that down, man. My daughter don't look like that. But it's or you can keep it up. It don't matter, man. People know you kind of know what my daughter look like. Her hair is bigger than that. It's like 3 times that size. But y'all get the gist. You had to find a different. He had his hair. It was blown out though. Do the blowout. So look. Put up like. This is funny, man. I'm having a fine time. I'm gonna go to the chat real quick because we need to talk about chemicals in our black people in the black women's hair. And why are like harmful products marketed heavily to black women? If you have I'm not the expert in this, but I would rather someone call, like, if you are a natural hair care expert, please call 833-212-1017. And I want to understand, what can we do? What should we do? And why is it important not to have all these chemicals in our hair? I mean, our hair. Well, our hair. Get it? All right. Or hit us up on the chat. That's it. I'm going to hit up this chat real quick before we go to break. Alfonso Dupree says they want to walk. They said they walk shoeless to the weed man house. Well, come on, man. Baybar says terrible. Real McCoy World says you need to learn the quick hairdresser hacks. I do. That's why you should, come show me. Alfonso Dupree says it sounds like y'all spoiling her. Probably. She's 6. Sounds like she knows what she wants. Yes. That little girl knows exactly what she wants. We went to school late. And she walked in that school and was like, let's see. Jazz Tyler does hair. Ask her. Okay, Jazz. Okay, yeah. Jazz Tyler does do hair. But I don't know if she got that much time. Hey, we're gonna take a break real quick. This is The Truth. You're on The Truth Nation 101.7 FM. Hit us with the breaks, Zach.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
I'm Chris Jackamick. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jackamick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to healthcare and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
Yes, yes, yes. Welcome to the Grapevine. That's a cold beat. Woo! Can we get like 15 seconds of that? A little more? Ooh. Ugh. That's an ugly face beat. God. Oh. Okay. Welcome to the Grapevine with me, Manan Sabir, with the ugly face. Ugh. Ugh. We're gonna get to our sponsor real quick before we get to the caller. American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of The Truth. For almost 100 years, they've been committed to helping families protect what matters most: your home, your vehicle, and the dreams you're building every single day. And if you're a part of The Truth audience, you already know. You work hard for yours. That's why having the right protection in place matters. American Family helps you stay ready for whatever life brings so you can focus on moving forward. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. And we're going to hit this 833-212-1017, line 1. Gabrielle, you are on line 1, The Truth Radio 101.7. What up?
How are you, Xavier? Thank you so much for this great conversation today.
Ooh, thank you, Gabrielle. Yes. What's up?
I'm calling all the way from South Florida, and I'm calling about the topic of natural hair care because this is definitely a problem.
Yes.
This is a problem for us in our community because for some reason, like, we've adopted the idea that our hair, I heard you mention your daughter's 4C hair earlier, and unfortunately they're not like out in society. I don't have a name for who they is, right?
Yeah.
But out in society, it's not going to be a celebrated characteristic of hers. You know, it's
Right.
that for some reason we're made to feel that we need to straighten our hair in order to be this picture perfect idea of beauty, you know, and like you mentioned earlier, you know, these chemicals that we use to maintain our hair as straight, you know, to change our natural textures actually do, you know, cause problems to us in the long run, sometimes even immediately, because, you know, you have pregnant women that are trying to use these chemicals, and they can cause, you know, problems to the fetus. So I'm not sure why it's so shunned on for us to wear our natural hair, but I'm in the natural hair care industry, and I'm realizing that more women are embracing what naturally comes to them. So keeping our fingers crossed.
Yes. Why do, with some of those, I guess, two questions. Why are the harmful products marketed heavily to Black women?
Well, you know, of course, they don't want our strength duplicating itself, right?
That's deep.
And if they can break us down, you know, physically first, you know, of course, that'll make us the weaker of the races. I mean, in my opinion.
Yes.
But at the same time, you know, making us feel like we need to fit in with what their European standards of beauty is. When in all actuality, Manan, if you look at it, like, the other races do so much just to look like us, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, at the same time, it's so misconstrued because here we are trying to kind of look like them by straightening our hair.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I don't know where we got the message kind of just not misunderstood, but some way, somehow, you know, I feel like we're getting back to what we originally thought as beauty standards. I see, like, on the runway now, they're wearing Afrocentric hair, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like slowly but surely we're coming back.
You sound like a natural hair care expert.
I I do consider myself to be one. I've been in the industry for about 25 years now. So I've seen it all. I really only do natural hair. I don't use products that will cause harm. I actually have created my own product as well because, you know, what a lot of us don't realize is that when we take it back to nature, like you were saying earlier about even with something simple as grounding, but when we take it back to nature and use what nature has provided for us, those actually work better than anything that could be manufactured and put on, you know, manufactured and put on the shelf. So, you know, my products are really all just natural. I took it back to what I saw my grandmother doing in the kitchen when I was younger.
That's right.
You know, and when I tell you that works better than what they can sell at Walgreens or CVS or wherever people are selling their products.
Where can we? What are your name of your products and where can we find them?
So I have a multitasking oil, which is an oil that I use mostly on the crown of my clients, but it's also something that you can use on your body if need be, you know, because some of us, like, when you don't moisturize your skin on a regular basis, it tends to get dry. You know how it is, Sabir? You come out the hot shower, a little ashy.
Yep.
But, you know, even something, you know, we can use natural oils instead of the lotions that we buy, because even some of the lotions have all these chemicals that are not necessarily desirable to our skin. You know, so my oils are, it's called All Things Natural Multitasking Oil, and it can be found on my website. That's allthingsnatural.life. And even the name of my products and the name of my company, like it just speaks to what, you know, I represent, because I have also been a victim of the standards that we believe are better,
Right.
you know, and I had permed my hair before, you know, and I would never go back to doing that. When I got older and I realized, you know, I did this as a kid, you know, and I didn't know better.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, I want my hair to be straight. I just want long hair and all these things. And then I realized even when my hair was permed, it would not grow past my shoulders at all, severe. And so when I started to lock my hair, you know, when you lock your hair, the maintenance is not, you don't have to put chemicals in it. And I just use my natural oils. And truth be told, my hair grew all the way past my knees, you know. I didn't let it get to the ankles because, man, I'm in South Florida. It's kind of hot.
Yeah.
So I had to, you know, trim a little. But, I mean, it'll happen. And it's like you just let the body do what it naturally does. And my hair grew all the way down there, but it would never have grown that much if I kept, you know, permanent, putting all these other chemicals in there to make it look curly. You know, I don't know what I was going through. First I was straight, then I was curly, but this is not natural. It wasn't my natural curl. It was chemically induced, you know. So I'm so happy to be done with that life.
Yeah.
And I encourage anyone who has questions about it, you know, you can reach me on Instagram, it's All Things Natural.
Yes.
Yes. On Instagram, it's All Things Natural for Life. And it's All Things Natural, the number 4, and life. All Things Natural for Life. Because really and truly, that is life, right? I try to be natural with everything. I joined the conversation when you were talking about diet. And even that is key in how our hair grows.
That's right.
You know, it's important, especially like vitamin D. You know, that's very important when it comes to hair care. People talk about biotin, you know, but it's like these things come in waves, Sabir. You spoke of that earlier. Like, it's like keywords that just become trending online. I know people think it's cool without even understanding, you know, where it came from.
That's right.
You know, but
Gabrielle.
But I mean, yes, here we are.
No, yes, this is great. This is crazy. This is a crazy this is a wild conversation because we have individuals that are producing products, you know, online, they're selling them and stuff like that. But then, you know, you go to the hair product store and somebody else is, you know, managing the hair product store. And they're not of our culture, but they're selling cultural products that are harmful chemical byproducts. And we need to definitely support your products and also other folks' products that are in the natural hair care industry. So give us your socials again, because this is important.
Sure. It's All Things Natural for Life. I'm going to actually spell it out. It's ALLTHINGSNATURAL 4, as in the number 4, and then life, LIFE. And I'll put it in the chat in a second.
Yes, put it in the chat. Make sure everybody, you guys hit her up, hit those socials, and let's support the people that are in business. Gabrielle, thank you so much. Hopefully we can get you on the chat some more, because this is an ongoing conversation. Especially, we haven't even touched the grain of salt of what can be possible in this particular conversation, right?
Oh, yes. Great conversation today. I'll definitely be here on Wednesdays.
All right.
Thank you so much, Xavier.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You have a good day. Yes. Yo, this is fantastic, because we're in an era where social media is quite possibly one of the most powerful machines in the world. One of the most powerful machines in the world, because it affects almost everything if you are in the matrix of social media. And it's proven us to be, we're looking to have a mirror image. We're looking in social media, we're looking to have a mirror image in our hands of us, or we're looking for someone to be a mirror image of us. And that is like, that's wild. That's wild. So everybody's running around thinking that they're an individual, but they're really not. We're going to go to the chats when we come back after these messages. Zach, take me away.
Make your home and family safer by properly getting rid of nasty chemicals and fire hazards. MMSD's Home Hazmat program offers 3 drop-off centers that are open all year long. It's fast and easy. You don't even have to get out of your car. And it's free to visit the drop-off. Lithium-ion batteries, old gas, propane tanks, they take all of that and more. For a list of things you can and cannot bring, locations and hours, go to MMSD.com. Milwaukee County residents only. No businesses.
At UW-Milwaukee, students don't have to wait until college to start building their future. Roar Ready lets students K through 12th grade join in hands-on programs across campus. From science and tech to arts, sports, and more, students try new things, meet new people, and build skills that matter. Programs are led by UW-Milwaukee faculty, staff, and current students. And it's easy to register online. Get started today at uwm.edu/roarready. UW-Milwaukee. Roar Ready. Your child's future starts here.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, they're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Basketball's most coveted sneaker free agent finally found a new home. NBA sharpshooting superstar Stephen Curry recently inked a deal with Chinese sneaker maker Li Ning in a massive 10-year, $400 million agreement. While the average U.S. consumer might not be as familiar with the brand, big basketball fans and sneakerheads know the name. Bloomberg's senior U.S. sports business reporter Randall Williams talked to me about the deal from the road while covering the NBA Finals.
Dwayne Wade was the first player that I saw wearing Li Ning, and really the way of Wade, like, they look cool. It's just not a brand you recognize because of the fact that they didn't come up in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s when Michael Jordan and Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and two of those 3 players were wearing Converse, another one was wearing Nike, and now we have many others, but Li Ning is still in the mix.
Beyond basketball, Randall thinks golf will be a big part of the relationship between Curry and Li Ning. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Welcome back to the Grapevine. We in the Truth Radio Station 101.7. That beat, I'm gonna do that ugly face again. God, oh boy, that beat is bananas. I'm gonna read these sponsorship notes. American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of the Truth. For almost 100 years, they've been committed to helping families protect what matters the most: your home, your vehicle, and the dreams you're building every single day. And if you're a part of the Truth audience, you already know you work hard for yours. That's why having the right protection in place matters. American Family helps you stay ready for whatever life brings so you can focus on moving forward. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. We're going to go to these chats real quick. Let's see. Alfonso Dupree said, let's go. Black people straight hair ain't the best hair. Alfonso Dupree said Asians make over $2 to $4 billion a year off of hair. That's true. There was actually a documentary about the hair care industry. I forgot. I think it might have been on PBS, but it was saying how the Asian world took over the hair care industry for most cultural most individuals, and why. So it's not anything against Asians, because you can lump a group of people into one, but I think the understanding is how. And there's possibility in that particular industry for people to make a lot of money. Alfonso Dupree says television is television. Don't be fooled. Black people stop running from nature looks. Baybar said, is this Rihanna? Curly. Alfonso Dupree said mental brainwashing is real big. What is going on, man? This is wild. We gotta before we take the caller, I don't know if it's Rihanna. If it was Rihanna calling, Rihanna, call. One more time, Zach. Rihanna, call. Just call. Caller, what's up?
Hey, what up, man?
What up?
I really just want to say that, I talked to Sherwin about this the other day. If black women, and he agreed that if black women were to decide, even just for this summer, for 90 days, that they were not going to buy hair products from Asian beauty suppliers,
right?
Just the hair products, Sherwin believes that these people will go bankrupt. Yeah. And many of these people work and make money in our communities and then connect themselves to white nationalism. So that is something that I always speak out against when people come to our country that we built and don't understand that we built everything because of the whitewashed history. Mm-hmm. So this is against that, not particular individuals or even particular businesses, because this will be our opportunity to teach them what the truth is.
Right.
The other thing is, when it comes to women and beauty, I don't know that white men criticize white women for trying to get as brown as they possibly can be, to where you'll see a woman from the back and she's as dark or darker than Toni Braxton or Mary J. Blige, and then turns around and she's got blue eyes and she's a white lady because she lives in Florida.
Yeah.
So I think the great thing, we can look at this as a positive. The great thing about the diversity of this country and what it's supposed to be and what we can make it be, because black people are the true patriots of this country, is that whatever you do as an individual that makes you feel good about yourself, if you think there's a particular characteristic about another race that you want to use for a little while, and then go back to your natural hair, that doesn't mean you hate yourself. Because I've never heard a white man say, this girl is too tan, she hates herself, she must want to be black. And so I think we should police ourselves as black men in just oversimplifying what someone does with their hair, because no matter what a black woman do with her hair, she's still a beautiful black queen that has stood next to us through this 400 years of tyranny that we are battling.
Yes. Hey, thank you, caller. I really appreciate it.
My mama, your mama, and DJ Brother Z's mama, and as our kids say, and even baby's mama.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yep.
God bless, bro.
Right,
Leave my mama out of it.
Well, good. We got a couple mamas up in here too.
My mama don't know you.
Zach, tripping. Listen.
And if she do, then you got some explaining to do.
I had no comment. You know, I think in terms of the bankrupt piece, I've been to China, I've been to a few Asian countries, and it is an industry. Really, it would have to be in order for that to happen, because it'll happen on a very microscopic level. It would have to be where people do it in mass around the world. Yes, it can happen in certain communities, certain cities, certain states, regions, country, so on and so forth. But in order for the entire industry to really take note, then it would have to happen in part with, you know, a degree of additions to that whole kind of boycotting. And it can't just be an entire boycott. You would have to like find alternatives for these moms and whoever else is taking care of people who have, you know, different types of hair. You have to find the alternative. So one industry will have to replace the next. It would have to be a really concerted, strategic effort on account of you know, whoever else is in charge of this type of boycott, or else they won't go bankrupt soon enough. And then they'll find people, I'm not talking about Asian folks, but people will find other things to replace it, because there are, you know, mad problems in the world. But that's neither here nor there. But I do believe that there is a systematic approach to it, that if you do it, to your point, then it could happen, but you would need, you would need some, you would need some work. It's some work. It's almost like the reparations conversation in a sense. So, and I know a lot of women who aren't going to go to work in this glass ceiling world, and they're not going to, you know, they don't put on the wig. They're going to grab the whatever else, and you put it on, and they're going to go to work. In certain places, as Gabrielle said, like, your hair is your crown. So a lot of times people wrap that joint up. They, you know, in a lot of areas they wrap the crown up. And is it possible that when you are looking at your hair, do you just need to just put a scarf over it, like old school, like moms used to do, or like some of the other faiths? You don't have to call yourself a Muslim or, you know, 5%er or whatever else, but, you know, is it possible you just wrap it up? Because the pressure from society is telling you to take the you know, the head scarf off from the nighttime, and take that off and, you know, show your crown, which is fine. You know, that don't touch my hair like Solange, you know, don't touch my hair. But yeah, if you want to change it up, you can change it up. And I know most women do. They do it a lot, especially black women. They change it up, and they're leaders in kind of the hair care and hairstyling industry since the beginning of the time. But I think there are changes that need to be made. If you're not detoxifying yourself from these harmful products. Here are some detoxification techniques that you can use. You can start hydrating yourself, drinking a lot of water. You can start sweating. So if you're not sweating, then you know, the follicles, and I'm not the expert, but I'm pretty sure the hair follicles aren't getting nutrients and aren't replacing old nutrients with brand new nutrients, right? Or exercise. You can sleep. You can literally sleep. You can stop drinking. You don't have to take in alcohol. Alcohol numbs the nerves. I could talk about alcohol in, many different formats, but I'm going to take this break and we're going to pay these bills. Zach, take me away.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Oh, yeah. Let's keep that going a little bit. That beat right there. Woo! We spend so much time talking about success, but not enough time talking about what's draining us physically, because healing is not just mental. It's physical too, y'all. It is physical too. I'm going to go to this chat real quick. So let's see. The chat. Alfonso says mental brainwashing is real big time. Yes, it is. And black man was told not to judge or tell the black woman how to wear her hair. The white man will send you home if you wear a fro. It's called dress code. Yeah, I'm not telling. Yeah, guaranteed. I'm not telling anyone how to wear their hair, because I am tragic in that department. It's not, man. The only thing I could do is do up the little brush up joint, spin that little baby around, tie it up, out the door. I can braid a little bit though. Like I ain't gonna front. Like I will take down some braids and braid that joint right back up. But I need I got a finger that just don't operate well. So it got broken in a fight a long time ago. So
What?
Yeah, man. Like bad tendons in my pinky finger. So sometimes it just seizes up. So maybe I just need to just continue to hire folks. No, I'm just joking. So I want to make sure that I want to drive home the point that if we are taking care of our hair, even if you like guys, if you got beard, you got hair too, man. Like if you stressed or if you sleep deprived, if you're in a lot of environmental toxins, like your body keeps score. So remember, like you don't want to get to the point to where you're losing it. You don't want to lose your hair. Your body's going to keep that score. I want to say that as your body keeps score, make sure you take in the right products or look for the right products. So you got ginger, turmeric, chlorophyll, beet juice, ashwagandha. We got sea moss. You can take sea moss, leafy greens. You can start juicing. Oh my gosh. You can juice. You can literally juice. You can go and get a juicer from Target. You get a juicer from Target and just start juicing. Put some apples in it, put some kale in there, put some ginger in there, and you can start juicing. Like straight up. Just start juicing. You can grow your hair from the inside out. You can literally grow your hair from the inside out. So I'm closing in on the end of this show, and there was something I wanted to discuss, and I learned about it today because I'm inspired by it. I'm inspired by the fact that this individual has created an industry for himself. These two individuals have created an industry for themselves within their own fabric of their friendship. And that's LeBron James and Maverick Carter. They may be building a $5 billion international basketball league. And I don't know how confirmed this is, but this is huge. And it speaks to Black ownership in the global era. And let's break that down, because for a kid from Akron, Ohio, if you ever been to Akron, Ohio, man, it's small-ish. It's like our Madison to Milwaukee. We're Milwaukee, that's their, like, it's that, but it's small-ish. For a person, people from Akron, Ohio, it's a little small town, to come out of there, hoop, and pretty much keep their nose clean and hit the big time and bring their homies along with them and come out and thinking about ownership in this land of owners who are gatekeepers. They, a lot of times, not more people are starting to become minority owners and also majority owners. Shout out to Magic Johnson. A lot of people are starting to become that level of ownership. But having an international basketball league is one of the best ways to buck the system. And LeBron and Maverick, they're not saying, hey, you know what? This is an alternative to the NBA, but it's part and parcel of where a lot of basketball players are going. They're going into this era of, I'm going to save my money, or I'm going to multiply it. I'm going to talk to a person like Rashawn Williams and down in Atlanta, and I'm going to double this. I'm going to double, triple. I'm going to, invest in the IPO. I'm going to put my money in. I'm going to put my money where my heart is. I'm not going to put it in jewels, clothes, cars, the club. I'm going to invest. I'm going to reinvest it. I'm going to put it in appreciating assets. I'm going to put it in if I got to put in old school cars, or if I got to put it in art, that's where I'm going to put my money. But I'm going to make sure that I am putting my money where my mouth is. And this international sports ownership is a very hot topic. Not only are we thinking about sports in the basketball sense, basketball is small. We're talking about soccer. You're talking about cricket. You're talking about paddle, pickleball. You're those sports are huge. They're growing. So if you are even if you are an investor in any form of the word, please make sure you think about investing in international sports. Badminton, they got badminton, table tennis. I know in Miami there's a place in Miami where, and there's a franchise that this guy, it's almost like Anytime Fitness, where you go in, you swipe your card, you go in, you set up you do the sports, and then you leave, right? It's touchless. It's a ping pong business. This guy developed a ping pong franchise where you swipe your card, you go in, you play ping pong with your people, and then you leave. But ping pong is everywhere. As long as you have a table, two people, and a little plastic ball, you can swat it back and forth and then bounce. Basketball isn't the only game. And LeBron is showing it, as he's part owner in plenty of other sports. Plenty. And they're also backing, as quiet as it kept, a lot of these folks are also backing some athletes that aren't getting paid. So, and that quiet money is real. They're investing in actual athletes. Some of the track athletes are getting paid by some of the other athletes in other sports through, different forms of of business. And it's not the sport that LeBron and Maverick are trying to control. We can do without that in a way. They're looking at media rights, owning the media, what you watch, and all of the businesses that media can produce. They're looking at owning those entities. Infrastructure, and this is economic leverage. This is huge economic leverage. But Matt, you're right. Alfonso Dupree, Magic Johnson, and Shaq are two of the biggest names in the business doing it huge. Shaq, man, the guy owns a whole bunch. Listen, thank y'all for tuning in to the Grapevine. I'm excited. I'm excited because I get to go grab my daughter. We're going to try to play in the rain a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to get out of this storm. But if you don't do anything, do this one thing and detox. Take care of yourself. Love on the people that you are. Make mistakes. Recover from the mistakes, because you may not. Some people may not see the next day. So I love you. We love you. This is the Truth Nation. Up next, we got Jazz Tyler and Digi Meech. The Truth Radio, the Grapevine. Take me out, Zach.